It was a period when I was attending university. I was studying at a university outside the city and staying in the dormitory. Usually, during the winter, we would gather with my family at our winter house and spend good times together. After finishing our midterm exams, which had been stressful, I was looking forward to being with my family. After taking my last exam on Friday, I prepared to go to my family. As I was driving slowly, my eyes were scanning the roads. With the fatigue of the whole week's exam, I just wanted the journey to end as soon as possible. My awakening came when I saw the red light of the fuel gauge on the screen. I hadn't noticed that my fuel was running low, and I panicked. I looked at my phone to see how far the nearest gas station was. It was about 10 kilometers away. Hoping my fuel would last, I continued slowly, but I realized I couldn't go any further when I heard a strange noise from the engine. I had to pull over. It was getting dark, and I was very stressed out. I got out of the car and crossed to the side of the road. I hoped for a car to come and help me get to the gas station. It was then that I saw a woman approaching me with an old-fashioned red pickup truck. When the woman noticed me, she slowly came to my lane and stopped. Offering to help, the woman was so beautiful that she didn't suit the truck. Her dark brown hair was long and wavy. Her eyes were bright blue. Her skin was porcelain smooth and white. She was probably in her mid-30s. I was elated to be rescued from my situation and approached the woman with enthusiasm, telling her I only needed to go to the gas station. The woman said okay and let me into her car. In the car, there was a strange smell, like something had decayed. As we drove, we introduced ourselves in a cliché manner. I told her I was a student and that I was going to meet my family. She said she was interested in psychic matters and made a living that way. I didn't fully understand what kind of job it was, but I didn't dwell on it too much. As our conversation progressed unexpectedly, the woman mentioned my father's name and asked about my father's cancer situation. I was shocked. Thoughts of how she knew my father's name and how she concluded he had cancer flashed through my mind like lightning. When I asked her how she knew my father's name, she said she just made up a name. I didn't believe her, of course, but it wouldn't be wise to argue with a stranger about it. I began to feel very nervous. I told her my father wasn't sick with cancer and asked how she came to that conclusion. The woman replied that I must have said something like that, or she misunderstood. I laughed nervously at that moment. I told her I didn't remember saying such a thing. Then she tried to brush off the subject. We arrived at the gas station, and after I bought some gas, she took me back to my car in silence. When we got to my car, I thanked her and said goodbye quickly. I felt a strange but bad feeling inside me. This woman had made me very tense. I collected myself, filled the gas canister into my car's tank, and set off again. I felt relieved when I arrived in front of the house. I had finally arrived at my cozy home where I felt safe. I knocked on the door happily, and my brother opened it. After hugging everyone and having a short reunion ceremony, my mother served us a beautiful meal, and we all sat down to eat. Suddenly, my father's face showed a sad expression. I started to worry. My father wanted to talk to us about something, and every word that came out of my father's mouth hit me like a bullet. My father announced that he had cancer. My whole world turned upside down. I was horrified. While worrying about my father's health, I also thought about what the woman had said. How could this be? How did the woman know this? Should I be sad or scared? I couldn't bear it and told my family about what had happened, and they looked at each other in disbelief.